Well, my son's dad is a retired NFL player. I've never actually spoken about him on any platform. My son's about to be 8, but he has a summer camp, football camp coming up. How can I say this? He just literally has not invited his own son to the camp.
So which one is it, man? Every single time one of these scenarios comes up, right? In real life, or should I say when I'm talking to men, they when you bring up deadbeat fathers or anything like that, the men will say, "Nah, not my homies," right? They always say that, "Oh, I've never seen that before. Not in my circle. Where are you meeting these dudes?" Da, 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 da. But then when that situation actually is being spoken about, like a woman is talking about this, now all of a sudden it's you chose him, you should have chose better, things of that nature. Like you guys don't even say that to the woman. You don't say that's not happening. Where is that even happening at? Where are these dudes at? Y'all don't even say that to those women. You instantly go to, oh, it's your fault. You should have chose better.
So, my son's dad is a retired NFL player. I've never actually spoken about him on any platform. My son's about to be 8, but I just wanted to vent. Today's the day. So, he's been pretty much more absent than present my son's entire life, which is okay. He's 8. Again, I've accepted that. But
Why is that okay? Why is that okay, ma'am? I don't think that's okay. Okay, we listening.
he's 8. Again, I've accepted that. But he has a summer camp, football camp coming up. And the football camp is literally like an hour and a half or 2 hours away from my hometown. Now, typically, my son always goes back to my hometown in the summer, and I've communicated with him that he would be there for the summer just in other conversations, but not directly related to the football camp. How can I say this? He just literally has not invited his own son to the camp.
Mm.
Like, in so many ways, I've been trying to like make it make sense in my head. Um, and just like I can't bring myself to ask him like why did you not invite him, because to me it just seems so insane that like you have this camp and your son is not attending because you have literally failed to bring it up to him. Like, what man in the world would want to be in the NFL, your son carry the same last name as you, and you literally have never thrown a ball with him before, or you don't even invite him to your football skills camp? Like, I can't wrap my mind around this. If I were to explain our dynamic, it's just like non existent. Um, we really just don't talk at all. I think he hates me. I don't care to hate him. I would never hate him. I just don't really speak to him because there's no need to. He's never.
Well, the need is the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting that onus on her to speak to him. I'm just saying, but you should. I mean, you need to speak to him because y'all got small children. You have a small child with him, at least one small child at least.
Don't really speak to him because there's no need to. He's never made any real efforts to like bond with him or anything of that nature, but they do text and talk sometimes. And there's been summers in the past that he spends with him and time that he spent with him, but I just can't wrap my mind around like why you wouldn't invite him to your football camp.
So I have a few theories on this, right? I don't know the football player. I read the comments. I think I have an idea of who it is, but I'm not gonna out him because she don't care to out him. But anyways, so I saw a video recently, and I wish I had it, but it was basically a video of a man talking about how it's like you might as well just abandon your kids. It's better just to abandon the kids completely than like be present, I guess, like once you're not with the mother. And a lot of men feel that way. A lot of men, we know that men love to punish the to punish the mother They'll punish their own children. They'll hurt their own children to punish the mother who they hate. Now, I don't know anything about this woman. I looked on her page. I looked at some other stuff, some of her content. I mean, it don't really tell you much, but she just seemed like a regular, you know what I mean? Regular mother, woman, whatever. Um, nothing too crazy about her lifestyle or anything like that. Type of person she is. But the fact that she said that he made her baby daddy hates her says a lot. Like, why would you hate a woman like this? Like, why would you hate a person? Why would you hate the mother of your children? And if you hate the mother, listen what I'm saying to the men, because y'all be so fucking minds be just so in the just out somewhere. I don't know where the hell they be. But if you hate a woman, you have to rationalize why you hate her, right? Like you have to justify it, let's say. What's the justification for hating a woman? Oh, she whatever it was, right? Okay, cool. So my thoughts go to, okay, so you mean to tell me you are letting you're letting a woman who you hate, who has hurt you, right? Because that's the only justification for hating somebody. They hurt you, they hurt the kids. Either one. Both or either one, right? You are letting a woman, a person, man or woman, doesn't matter in this case, raise your child all by themselves, and they have hurt you in the past. Wouldn't your natural inclination be they probably will hurt the child too? Like, why do we think that if a I don't know about y'all, if a parent is willing to deliberately, unprovoked, undeservedly hurt another person, hurt the parent, they'll hurt the kids eventually if they're not already hurting them. I don't understand how that shit even works. Like how you could not put those things together. And even if you end up not doing it, I don't trust that you won't. So I'm gonna be there. Just on that strength, just on the strength alone, I gotta be there to protect my kid, right? So to me, this just screams he's bitter. It just screams bitter baby daddy, typical scenario, right? And he doesn't want to show up for his kids because he wants that kid to suffer as much as possible. So when that baby get older and that baby becomes a boy and becomes a an adolescent and becomes a teenager and becomes a whatever, a young man and a grown man, that son will resent that mother. That's these dudes' hope. The men stay away, and they know that society will feed that baby all types of bullshit as a boy, right? That baby gonna grow up and it's gonna get a heavy dose of misogyny. So much so to the point they gonna be eventually, more than likely, that boy gonna be blaming the parent that stayed for his father not being there. That's just what it's gonna be. That's what I think these dudes be banking on, if you ask me. Now let's cue all the men in the comments making excuses for this deadbeat daddy, right? All the men that I told you earlier that's gonna be like, not in my circle, not the men I know. Where you meeting these men? These men don't even exist. Let's read. Let's read. Okay, so this one starts off nice, right? He says, he can be better and should. The little man will never understand. But this is clearly between him and you. How? Why? How? The baby is 8. They ain't been together in years. Why is it between them two? What does this have to do? I'm misunderstanding. I don't understand that. I don't get that. How is this between the mother and the father of the child? Why wouldn't it just be? But go get your. She is not stopping him. Every single time. It's another thing they always lie about. Oh, the women keeping the kids away from the fathers. This woman is like, where's the dad at? I ain't stopping them. Nothing but space and opportunity. And this fool talking about this is between y'all two. Sir, no, it's not how it works. Something with how all this all came about is the question. What do you mean? What do y'all not understand? It doesn't matter. If Deion Sanders can allow Pilar Sanders in their house and kick it after that woman allegedly tried to unalive Deion Sanders, y'all need, whatever she did, get over it. You got kids. Whatever she did, get over it. Like, I'm tired of y'all making excuses for these. So because they aren't married or weren't married, this is what this dude says. My son's dad, not my ex-husband's son, kept scrolling. So the son deserves for the father to abandon him because they didn't get married first? Jesus Christ. I think the dad's an asshole. However, why would you want your son at his camp watching him mentor other boys in a way he doesn't do for his own child? That would be the point of him going there so his dad would mentor him. That's the point. Fucking idiot. You say in a comment that he sends you bands for child support. Why not send him to another camp? What? What are y'all not connect? What did Justin Bieber say? You're not clocking. You're not clocking. My Bieber voice. You're not clocking. She's standing on business. The father needs to spend more time with his son. She's saying, even when the father is doing the thing that he does best, which is play football, right? When he gets to be his best self, the best version of himself, he still won't have his son around. That's what she's talking about. Jesus Christ. What was your relationship with him like before you were pregnant? What the fuck are we even talking? The baby is 8. The baby is 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The baby is 8. The baby is 8. The baby is 8. It doesn't matter. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Like, what? Come on. This sounds like an Anthony Edwards situation. It's sad for the child, but our choices do have consequences. What choices? What choice did she make to deserve this? What choice did she make for the child to deserve this? Is the question. Because she slept with the man that probably lied to her and told her he was going to be a decent man to her, and then he wasn't. Like, what choice did she make? I'm curious. She goes on to say, men are not women. When they don't want it, they don't bond and they don't get involved. So I don't see the surprise if he's been absent mostly. It's not that, I mean, she can be perpetually surprised and perpetually disappointed. I don't know if you guys know that. She's just always surprised that he doesn't want to be with his son. That's the thing that's surprising to her. She's like, how do you have a child, but you don't want to be with them? You're not surprised, but like you understand that. You're like, I can totally understand why somebody would contribute to birthing a child and then just being like, yeah, I don't care. I'm out. Like, even like the amount of people that were in these comments saying this type of stuff is crazy to me. I'm like, y'all will find any way to blame a woman. Even other women were blaming her. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Did he want a baby with you, or was this some Anthony Edwards type situation? Again, I got to tell you guys this. It doesn't matter if he wanted a baby with her or not. The baby is here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't get to have buyer's remorse when you have a child. Right? We all, right? You can't have buyer's remorse as a child when you have a child. I'm sorry to tell you that. You don't get to give it back. You know what I'm saying? Once you stick your wang in a woman as a man, whatever happens, it doesn't matter if you took all the precautions. It doesn't matter if you have I just saw a video of a woman talking about that she had a vasectomy baby. Oh well, if you are sleeping with women, the possibility of having a child exists in all circumstances. In all circumstances. If she has ovaries, if she has ovaries, she can have a child. That's just the reality, fam. That's just what it is. So anytime you lay with a woman, you can take every precaution, but if it happens, it happens. You just have to accept that. You can say, damn, I took every precaution. That's crazy. Anyways, what are we going to name it? Like, or stop sleeping with women. Like, Jesus Christ. Remember, you picked him. Accountability. Leland, you don't know what accountability means. She is taking accountability. She literally is raising the child, you dummy. She is taking accountability. That's accountability. She's just also wondering, Damn, after 8 years, you would think this motherfucker would get it together, but he still ain't got it together for the sake of the son. Why are y'all so, again, y'all be so quick to mention the word accountability when it pertains to a woman who is actually taking accountability, but never the accountability for the man? Where is that accountability? He is not showing up for his child. So we're not gonna say nothing about that. We gonna bypass him to go to her and tell her she needs to take accountability. Gotcha. Both of these misguided souls. Have you suggested to him to allow your son to live with him? Maybe that'll change everything. Real quick, I would never, ever, ever give my child to a father or a mother who is absentee. I would never do it. I would never do it. And I was a child that that happened with me twice. It happened with me twice. My father was an absentee father. I've told everybody this, but I'll tell you again. My father was an absentee father. When I was in the 7th grade, my dad begged me to come live with him in another state, 2 states away. I lived in California. He was in Washington. I said, bet, 12 years old, I wanted to get out of my house. I ended up moving with my dad. I go live with my dad. Long story short, my father went to jail and left me in an apartment by myself for months. Like that was the and I ended up going back home. My mom bought me a ticket and flew me back home as soon as, and I held this. I didn't tell my mom like when it happened. I let it go on for a while. And then I told her because he was in jail for months. I didn't stay the whole time while he was in jail. But I told my mom. Eventually, I broke down and told her. And my dad was telling me, "Don't tell my mom." But anyways, yeah, I wouldn't do that. And then I went to go live with my dad again when I was 18 or 19 years old, and it ended tragically. It was abysmal. Like you don't go from being an absentee parent to being an involved parent. Like that's unsafe for the child. I would never do that. I would never do that. That's crazy. But Mr. Boa follows that up and says, not gonna happen. She needs that money. I feel sorry for that dude. I want to be clear. Child support is for the child, not the mother. If she's getting a lot of money, if she's getting bands for the child and the child's not living with her, two things. A, he would still have to give her child support. It just wouldn't be as much. It would be reduced more than likely, but he would still have to give her child support. Secondly, she's spending that money on the child. So if she didn't have the child, she wouldn't need the money. You guys think having a child, you think even in the case of NFL, she doesn't benefit from that because the way her lifestyle, the way that it works is, and this is the thing for the men that are dummies that don't understand this. If her former football playing baby daddy lives in a gated community and they can go to a certain school, they live in a certain school district and you know what I mean, whatever, it's safe and all this stuff, right? The child should be able to live in a relatively similar neighborhood. That's the point of it, right? If you're giving the mother of your child money and she is able to live in that neighborhood because of that, that's not saying, that's not the same as, if you take that away, that she wouldn't be able to afford to live in that neighborhood. Yeah, okay, fine. But but she's really not, I wouldn't say she's only living there, but the main reason she's living there is because of the kid. She could live in another neighborhood. She doesn't need to live in that neighborhood. If she didn't have a child or she didn't have to take care of a child and it was just her, she can live in Atlanta downtown if she wants to. You see what I'm saying? She has to live a totally different lifestyle because of having children. But y'all don't understand that because y'all don't like y'all kids. Nor do you like any kids. It's not they try to be like covertly blame the mother. That really sucks. Were you in a relationship with him or was it more casual prior to your son? Doesn't matter. Again, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The child is 8 years old, not 8 days old. It wouldn't matter anytime, but I could maybe see it more early. 8 years old, you've had more than enough time to process that as the man. More than enough time. Now they're just saying things that are completely irrelevant, right? This guy says, I mean, I know coaches who start coaching for their children. The moms don't bring the child or want the child involved. So what? What does that have to do with her situation right now? Why will y'all say anything to deflect? from the fact that this man doesn't want to show up for his 8-year-old son. And I swear y'all be the same men screaming, it takes a man to raise a man, right? Then where are the men? And they don't listen. Like, if y'all read and if you went through the comments like I did, you will see there was about 7 women that I heard say something similar to this. Joy Christina says, "Wow, my ex-husband is retired from the NFL and has no part in our 16-year-old's football career. I can't wrap my mind around this, nor can my son. I've never vented out loud about this, just accepting day by day I'll have to fill those voids." This is not her. This problem isn't unique to this one woman. This is an ongoing thing with men. This is an ongoing thing with men. It ain't just NFL players either. It ain't just professional athletes or ex-professional athletes. Men do this. Men do this all the time, and it's just to punish the women because the women chose themselves, and the women chose their babies, and the women chose their well-being over being with an abusive man. And they just can't take it. That's all it is.